Hi everybody, this is Jennifer with Usborne Books and More at FANTASTICBOOKSFORKIDS.COM, and today I wanted to highlight several books in the Usborne collection to give you an idea of what all Usborne has to offer. The first group of books I want to highlight are books in our babies and toddlers section, and this very first book would be for a baby. It is very simple. It has the animals with the sounds that they make and then the little button over here to reiterate that sound. So very simple, nice board book, and super cute. The next book that I want to highlight is one from the That's Not My collection. This is That's Not My Goat. These are best-selling books for babies and toddlers, and they have a variety of textured patches on each page to develop sensory awareness. As you can see here, they have bright colors, nice rounded corners. They're a very sturdy board book. And what's great about these is they have the repetitive text. That's not my goat, its nose is too rough. That's not my goat, its hooves are too bumpy. And so great for babies, great for toddlers, and great for early readers to build their confidence. And it also has this fun little mouse hidden on every page. Another great book is the Animal Hide and Seek book. It's very similar to the That's Not My collection in the sense that it has all these great touchy-feelies and the textures for that sensory awareness, but it also has these nice flaps, and it has some questions on each page to help engage your young reader. And what's wonderful about this, one of my favorite things, is this is illustrated by Stephen Cartwright, and every time you see his name, you will notice there is a duck hidden on every page of the story, which is really fun to try to find him. My kids love doing that. Another book that's a favorite in our household, and I have highlighted this book before, but it's the My First Word book, and this book is beautifully illustrated and is broken up into different categories such as animals and at home, my body, various things like that. There are actually 270 words packed into this little book that will help build your toddler's vocabulary. And it's very easy to use and to look through, and it also is a board book, so you can see the pages are nice and sturdy and will be able to hold up against the wear and tear of a toddler. Another book that's very similar to that, but for a little bit older kiddo, is the Lift the Flap word book, which is just as it says. There's the Lift the Flaps, but what I love about it is that you lift the flap, say for the cow, and there's the word cow, but on the opposite page they have to locate the word, and then when they lift the flap it shows the picture. So it just kind of reinforces it in a different way. And there are also action words, which I think are really great to learn: my body and clothes, etc. And even with my 2-year-old, he loves this book. Even though he's not reading yet, I'll do things like, say, flip this up and ask him, where's the moon, to match the moon. And so he's matching, there's the moon, and then he flips this down and he sees the word. So we're already kind of working on his words in that way, and just helping to build his vocabulary and helping him to match. And so I think this book is great for a variety of ages. And then the last book that I want to highlight in this age category is the Busy Bug book, and there are several in this series, or collection rather. And what's really fun is it comes with a little bug or a little helicopter or a little pirate ship or something, and they actually go around the page as you're reading, so kids think that's just so much fun. My kids love this book, and it has a nice short little story. There are 4 tracks in the book, and it also has some questions to engage your reader as you're going through. Now moving into early elementary, this is probably one of my favorite books, The What If Monster. It's a story about overcoming your fears. The What If Monster is following around Jonathan James, asking him questions like, what if it's hard, what if it's scary, what if they laugh, until Jonathan James just decides that what if he just tries. And it's just tells a wonderful, wonderful story, and gives a great lesson to kids of any age and even adults. Let's move into some of our activity books. This is the big Wipe Clean activity book. As you can see, these pages are nice and thick, and it covers a wide variety of activities for your young learner, and you can just wipe the pages off when you're done and do it over and over again. There are also many, many others in this particular collection to choose from. Another great option for your early readers is the Start to Read pack, which comes with 8 phonics reading books and an activity book. So what you'll do is start with the activity book, go through the first 8 letter sounds, and it has an activity to reinforce that with your child, and then you'll move on to book number 1. And what's great about this is they are considered dual readers, which means that you will read in that top left corner, and then your child will read in the bottom right. And as you can see, there are limited letters that are being used in the portion that they're reading, and that's because the 8 letters that you just learned in the activity books are the only letters that are being learned here. And so as they go through, they will master those letters and sounds, and then you can go back to the activity book and then on to the second book, and so on and so forth. Another great thing about this activity pack is that there are comprehension questions at the end to also make sure they understand the story itself. In addition to what you see here, there's also a website that they've developed called Teach Your Monster to Read, where your child gets to create their own monster, and they have come up with some of the most wonderful games to reinforce these letter sounds and just to make sure your child is really understanding all that they're learning in the Start to Read pack. I know my 4.5-year-old is just learning to read, and he loves this set, and he is really, really enjoying playing the game with his monster. In addition to the reading packs, there are also some phonics readers. This is actually a combined volume. If you look on the website, if you see something that says CV, it means there is 2 or more stories packed into one book. This one actually includes 12 of the phonics readers, and it also has a CD that reads to your child. And what I love about this book is not only does it have the 12 stories, but it also has flaps, which is a lot of fun, and this is illustrated by Stephen Cartwright. And if you remember when I said that earlier, there is a little duck hidden on each page. Here are a couple other books from the See Inside series that we just saw a few moments ago. And as you can see, there are lots of things to learn about and see inside famous buildings, see inside great cities. And what's really great is, as you can see, this is showing Sydney. And for those of you who have seen Finding Nemo, you can definitely reference that book. And I think it's so important that kids make those connections. And as they do, and as they learn about the world around them, I feel like they're so much more encouraged to learn and keep learning, because that's making learning fun. Here's also some other great options for varying ages for back to school. The one in the middle, the Illustrated Dictionary, actually has over 10,000 entries and 25,000 straightforward definitions. It really is just a wonderful book to reference to have in your classroom, in your home, or whatever your needs are. And it includes example sentences and also punctuation guide for tricky words. And another great thing about these books is that they're internet referenced or internet linked. And what that means is to save time by cutting out the search engines. It'll take your that it would take you to find resources to help you reinforce what they're learning here. But Usborne has taken that and done that for you. They have researched safe websites and reference them here in these books to help you further your studies of these topics. Okay, here's some other great resources for back to school. The Illustrated Math Dictionary is an essential guide for every middle school or high school student. It has a useful study tool for preparing for tests. It has over 500 definitions and key terms and concepts, more than 300 illustrations and diagrams, and over 100 worked examples. There's also internet reference, and it has recommended websites to further educate and interest your students in their math studies. And for your younger learners, there's also the My First Illustrated Math Dictionary. And I'll wrap up with a few of our series, some for younger and some for our older readers. Billy B. Brown and Hey Jack are for younger beginning readers, and Billy and Jack are actually best friends, and they will show up in each other's stories. And
although there are several in each of the series of Billy and Jack, you do not have to read them in any particular order. Here are a couple series for our older readers. The Last 13 and Conspiracy 365. There are 12 in this series and 13 in this series. They're both suspense, action-packed thrillers, and they are geared for ages 13 to 15. And lastly, I wanted you to see that Usborne also has some wonderful activity type items such as drawing and doodling. There's a shark excavation kit. There's some wipe clean cards that you can put on a ring to take to restaurants or in the car. There's this awesome sticker book that my son loves. And so as you can see, Usborne has a lot of different options to offer from ages birth to 15. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Please let me know. And please visit my site at FANTASTICBOOKSFORKIDS.COM. Thank you for watching.